Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sessions Cafe. I'm your host, Keri Singleton, and today I have the pleasure of welcoming Dorinda Bagwell-Angelucci to the show. How are you, sweetheart?
I'm great.
It's great to see you. I haven't seen you since the African American Day Parade earlier this past September. Great experience, great working with you. But now we're here to talk about you and all things great with you, Miss Angelucci. Listen, you got three main titles I want to break down. Media Broadcast Specialist, that's one, all right? Image Branding, and Public Relations Executive. These are three titles that I want people to understand thoroughly. So let's start with the first title, Media Broadcast Specialist. What is that?
Well, I started my career as a editor / camerawoman.
Okay.
So that's number one. Okay. I was at Channel 7, WABC.
In New York City, yeah.
In New York City, WABC,
Yep. Wow.
Eyewitness News.
Great. Wow.
It goes that news van.
Wow. We're going to get into that, but go ahead.
So that becomes the Media Broadcast Specialist.
Okay.
So I bring any project I'm working on, I bring that broadcast news specialty to any project that I'm touching.
Wow.
So
Wow. Okay. So image branding, because that's so important, especially nowadays.
So originally, I want to say now 35 years ago.
You don't even look 35 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
35 years ago, ran a urban marketing company, and that's when we did image branding. So putting up the snipes and all your behind the scenes with the hip hop launching, that became part of who I am also a branding artist.
Okay. And other clients. Yeah, because we're going to get into some of your clients. And last but certainly not least, as a public relations executive, some of your tasks include
Kevin Richardson, public relations for, of course, and as you know, the African American Day Parade. Who else do I do? Vinnie Bagwell, the sculptor.
Okay.
I also do, oh my goodness, there's a few of them. What's her name? Justine Slater. She's an actress.
Okay.
I actually just did some PR for my daughter, Storm Bookhart, who's a sculptor.
Okay.
So the list is wide.
Let's circle back a little bit. Again, you and I started working together closely anyway earlier this year with the African American Day Parade, or early in 2025 with the African American Day Parade in Harlem. What goes into being a public relations executive for a parade? See, usually we associate being a public relations person with a recording artist, a sports figure, or an actress or an actor. But with a parade, how does that?
That's really good. I never separated it out like that before. It's a really good question. Well, number one is first of all, you have to write your press releases.
Right.
Knowing how to sculpt your press release and getting the information out that makes it sound important.
Right.
You can have a client. This cup can be my client. I need to make that cup sound important.
Right.
And you need to buy it.
It's got to be the most important cup.
Most important cup. And
yes.
I have to make sure that, or your public relations director needs to have more hype about your product or you than anybody else. So with the parade, actually it's kind of easy. It's a hype day. It's historic. You have activities. We have visiting acts. So there's lots to promote.
And how do you condense it all?
Well, that's first of all, just write a good press release. Now it's going back to just the facts.
Okay.
There's a time, there's a place, who's happening, what's the sell.
Okay.
So for the parade, I was selling its family. It was 56 or 57 years. I've been doing it for a while for them. I sell what artists are going to be in it. I sell how important it is to the community. Right. And that way it needs to be a broadcast, televised entity.
Right.
It needs media, it needs press,
right.
It needs to be in the papers. It needs to be on radio shows. It needs to be a part of your, conversation. So that's kind of what I was selling for the parade.
Okay.
Which, it's the same formula, actually, for anybody.
But who do you, I'm focusing on the parade because you did such a damn good job with that parade as the publicist. Who's your target? Are you targeting brands? Are you targeting?
Fair question. There's a couple of things. For the parade, in particular, for the African American Day Parade, my go-to and my number one objective was to make sure that every outlet or every type of person knew about the parade
Right.
and would attend, but also leaving a digital legacy for the parade once it's over.
Exactly.
So I want you to be able to Google the parade, and that pops up on various entities across and platforms across the internet.
Okay.
So it was just as important for me to get the little story with some little blogger,
Right.
as much as already was it to get ABC and NBC and Channel 1. That's the easy stuff.
You need the digital footprint.
I need the digital footprint.
Yeah, right.
Because the next year I'm selling it to businesses, I'm selling it to investors, I'm selling it the banners out there in the street. I need that for my marketing energy
Right.
the next year.
So let me, one thing, Dorinda, that I learned from working with you is that you are a consummate professional. So I want to ask you, I'm going to be completely honest with you, I know a lot of publicists. I've met a plethora of publicists in my career. I've been one. What are some of the things, yes, I'm asking you these questions, what are some of the things that separate a real professional publicist from a janky one?
I can't speak to that. I just speak to what I like to do.
Okay.
Leans back onto the first title, which is the broadcast piece.
Correct.
I speak to my particular arm, which is different than most other publicists. Is I can also make your digital content.
Okay. And very important.
Visuals speak to me. So for every client I have, doesn't matter if it's a parade or a single person, I'm making their videos, I'm making sure there's a testimonial someplace, I've made sure your YouTube is up to date, I'm making sure the content can crisscross.
Mm-hmm.
I do that before I start writing.
Right.
So when I make that press release, the actual press release that you're going to get on the computer,
Mm-hmm.
it's linked into different things, there's examples of things. So for me, the paper press release is nothing. It's not even as important as the stuff I've done before.
Right.
To give you that appearance of being secure and you have credibility.
Right.
I make sure my client has that. So I've worked with other publicists too, and they don't even, some of them forget to put the links. They forget about it.
Wow.
It's a hyperlink stuff, and you know, I like the picture of my client embedded someplace.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm all about the visuals. So
Right.
that goes back to the branding and the broadcast stuff.
Now, I know one of the things that's one of the components of who you are that's near and dear to your heart, thankfully, is that you're very big on mentorship. You had interns over the summer of 2025 that you worked with. Why is it important to mentor young people in the arts of media?
You know, Ken, we cannot take all this with us.
Right.
You know, one of the things when I was leaving Channel 7, after all that time, I made a black book when I was leaving. It was a black book of everybody's phone numbers, everybody's internet links, and it was like a little, for lack of any better word, a Bible I was making. I went out to California for a little bit. That was where I was going. I started teaching at Woodbury University, so I've taught a few different universities now. And I met a student, her name was Kalina Rallis, and she was a firecracker. You know, every now and then somebody's gonna come in your life and you're like, I gotta give you all my tools.
Right.
You deserve it.
Exactly.
And boy, I mean, she just took my book and ran with it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was, wow, 15 years ago and more. My son is 15, so she's the godmother. She's like 20 years now. And she's the manager for Sophisticated Ladies, the top ladies.
Okay.
She runs her own food truck. She
Wow.
has them movies. I mean, you can't help but mentor someone who deserves it.
Right.
You just want to give it to them. And you want other people, I don't know, I want other people to be successful.
Right.
So I can't help it but give it for
You
them.
don't want
I
to
pay
hold it. Yeah, exactly.
No,
Yeah.
there's no reason to pay for
Yeah.
to hold it. No
Yeah.
reason to hold it at all.
Now, from 1990 to 2017, excuse me, you worked with WABC TV in New York. We mentioned that earlier in the conversation, but I don't think I want to focus on the fact that that's incredible. The New York City media market is the #1 market in the country.
#1 market.
Radio, television, media, everything. And from 1990 to 2017, well, for one, you were the second staff black chairwoman, these notes, camerawoman in New York, New Jersey, and Connecticut, in the tri-state area. That is an incredible feat. What did you learn from all of those years?
Well, it was, I need to tell this part of the story. This is really good for people to know. First of all, I went to Syracuse University.
Mm-hmm.
Begged my parents when I got in. I was a transfer student, so I'd already wasted too much money going to the wrong school.
What was the wrong school?
Well, I went to College of Worcester, then I did get an associate degree from Elizabeth Seton. I was just finding my way. I wasn't confident to go to the big college. I went to a very small private school, and I wasn't confident to go to a big university. Okay. Although my father was an audio engineer and photographer, I wasn't confident
in yourself.
I could do it.
Right.
I didn't think I could manage.
Right.
Okay, I get there, the grades are good, I get into Syracuse, I had a couple of friends that went to Syracuse, I sell my mother on, I could do it, Mom. I'm gonna go, I'm gonna make your money work. I promise you. So I cut a deal with my parents that all kids should do when they're sitting at the table with their parents and they gotta cut the deal. You cut the deal and you better live up to it.
Right.
So I get there and I'm a Jane of all trades. Shooting, getting the camera gear. I could edit before anybody else could. So I made everybody's reels who were going off to like journalism projects. So I was the girl in the edit bay cutting. I was making money. I was doing good.
Right.
So I did that and pledged a sorority at the same time. So don't even ask me.
Wow.
This is crazy. So we're pulling out. The last person to talk to is a gentleman I met in edit bay, Hal Feldman. And let's get numbers, exchange numbers. No problem. I exchanged numbers with Hal and got in the car. Little did I know he was coming to PVI because his father was the news director down in Philly. He goes to PVI for all of 4 months. And bam, he's in New York City.
Wow.
The guy goes, he's sitting right down, Eyewitness News. His manager says, I need somebody else. I need a woman. You know anybody? He goes, I know Dorinda. I'm telling you, he called me on a Monday. I came in, I interviewed on Monday, I got made staff the next Wednesday. It was that fast.
Wow.
Right out of Syracuse.
I always say one of the most important components, at least from my experience, about the college experience, education is vital, obviously. But one of the reasons why I'm not real big on the whole digital college thing is that networking component cannot be understated. It's part of the knowing your professors and your fellow students. And
100%.
Let's listen. We're gonna go to break. We'll be right back with more Dorinda. She and I are having this great conversation. We should have coffee in here, right? Yeah, we should. We'll be right back. And we're back with Dorinda, who I think is reading my cue cards here. Our vibe here, our energy. This is why we worked so well with the parade. So yeah, what did working at ABC teach you about media journalism, and more importantly, workplace politics?
Oh boy.
Yeah, spill the tea.
Spill the tea. So, well, there's nothing tea. So ABC, WABC is just fabulous shop. I have family shop forever. But, so the time came, and I have to say this again to your audience who watch, especially to my women technicians who are out there. It works for the men too, but this is how what's happening to me as a woman, young woman. I was staff, editing, got along with all the other tech. It's a male-dominated field, as we all still know.
Of course, yeah.
It was even worse, 35 years ago.
Right.
So I'm cutting and doing my thing and crashing news stories. It's insane work environment to edit things and within minutes of air. It's minutes. It's not hours, guys.
Right.
It's 45 minutes, crash, it's on the air live.
Right.
So that was the temperament for that, and you have to have a good personality and all of that to live through that. So what happened was the gentlemen, the editors would go out and shoot every now and then. So the supervisors came down and said to us on the union floor, hey, on the edit floor, we're looking to send an interior person out in the field. Let it be known if you want to be one of those people.
Mm-hmm.
And he turned to me and he said, but not you.
Wow.
And I was,
wow.
I was stunned. I couldn't believe it. And the next day he came right back and he apologized to me because I could have got him charges.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mostly he was saying not you because I was a female, not because of anything else. So.
As if that was enough.
Yes.
But.
So I knew a couple of the guys who would go out and come in and out, and they brought their gear in for the dinner time.
Mm-hmm.
So I asked the guys, would they let me get the speed on the camera? Because not the same camera that we use at college.
Mm-hmm.
So I had to get the speed again. And the guys were like, absolutely. And the guys helped me. And I practiced and I practiced. And then one guy said, whoa, I see you really do know how to shoot. Come out with me on Saturday mornings. He said, I'll get you the speed on the news truck.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So I got up, I want to say for about a month, and met him 2 o'clock in the morning, Saturday mornings.
Wow.
And I put in the time. And he showed me the truck. Mike Thorne is his name. And we hit it. It was like TV 101, but in the truck. I had books and pencils and we did it. And I went back to that same supervisor and I said, I have a reel now and I want to apply for the job. And he goes, well, you have to have stuff that has aired. And I said, everything aired.
There it is.
So not only did the guys, I want to say, help me get there, they also supported me in a way that, as you say, like work politics,
Mm-hmm.
to help me be successful.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I'm not, probably was a little bit of my personality. I can get along with a lot of people easily,
Mm-hmm.
but they wanted me to be there.
Right.
So they allowed me to get there. And then I was really thankful. I never forgot those people. I did my best to live up to the expectation. That was another piece too.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you want to be a shooter girl who's just like looking cute in the field, or do you want to be known that a go-to girl? And
Exactly.
I was like, no, I want to be a go-to girl.
Right.
So I delivered on that. And then that's how I got to be reporter girlfriends with Nina Pineda and Sandra Bookman and all of that. Then the rest was like, no, we want to book Dorinda.
Yeah.
And then that's how that worked. And they're still my reporter girlfriends to this day.
I know that you had a long list of, an impressive list of clients with AUX1MEDIA, but one that I wanted to discuss was Kevin Richardson, known to many as one of the Exonerated Five. Why would a member of the Exonerated Five need a publicist, first and foremost?
That's easy.
And then,
How did that relationship start? Kevin Richardson, when he was making the movies When They See Us,
mm-hmm.
and he was talking to Ava DuVernay,
Mhm.
he said in an interview someplace that one thing he missed while going to, incarceration period was he could not attend college. And he always wanted to go to Syracuse University. He said it out loud. Ava DuVernay helped, I think, make the powers that be come together. There was some getting paperwork finished with high school and things like that. Any which way, Syracuse University gifted Kevin Richardson an undergraduate degree, his undergraduate degree.
Wow.
That immediately brought Kevin into our SU Black and Latino alumni circle. So not only, of course, he's just Kevin Richardson, you want to know who he is in the first place,
Right.
but the way Syracuse is, the Black and Latino alumni community, we're like an HBCU kind of thing.
Right.
So
on campus, yeah.
On it's serious. We bleed orange, we're Greek, we step, the whole nine yards. And we brought Kevin, when Kevin would show up, we were just like, oh my God, we need you to be in our circle. And we all became like instant friends with Kevin. You would think Kevin was on campus with us back in 1989.
Right.
I felt like for some reason he was sitting in a
The
class.
camaraderie, yeah.
He's just lovely. Family's lovely. So fast forward is I do a lot of work, media work for the Black and Alumni Association coming back together. So I've had the honor of being in one-to-one situations with a lot of our VIP alumni members at the university, and Kevin was in those circles. And we just got to be good friends. And one day he just said, you know, wait a minute, I need you. I've watched you, I see what you do, I need a little bit of this.
Right.
And boom, we took off.
Wow.
So it came innocently, as most of my clients do. It starts with some type of friendship. I don't even have a business card.
Right.
I don't even have one.
You develop relationships based on your personality.
Every client has been a direct call, referral. I met them on a job. We exchanged numbers on my. That's it. I haven't printed a card. I don't know. Eons. I don't even print one.
Now, speaking of jobs, one of the jobs that I was really impressed with, I mean, again, we worked together with the African American Day Parade, but in preparing for the interview today, I really got to know you, reading your bio. You're the parade coordinator for the 89th Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Another referral, yes. I had a good girlfriend who was inside of Macy's. And the parade department is its own department. It's not even a part
separate
of Macy's.
from the store. Right, yeah.
It's a whole different business.
Yeah.
It's a business. And she referred me to that because she knows at that time I was calling myself a project manager.
Okay.
That was a big term.
Right, yeah.
Everybody's a project
Yeah,
manager.
everybody's a project, yeah.
It was way a big term.
Right.
So I was calling myself a project manager, and she said to me, I think you could do this, you want to apply for, and it worked out. So I ended up in the Macy's office, and that's another all-year excursion. That department doesn't close.
Yeah, exactly.
But they do hire. What they do hire is they call them, I don't know, seasonals. I guess that's the word. So there's a point where it's just the main team, and then they bring in the seasonals, and then that offsets the whole year. So they were looking for a project manager kind of girl. They picked me. That worked out, and oh my goodness,
that must have been
really learning systems.
Yeah. Wow.
that parade runs. It's a cog. It's a big machine, and it's seamless, and everything is to the point.
Right. Of course.
Every single thing.
Of course.
So, and one thing people don't know, and I'm happy to share this: everybody in the parade is an Macy's employee.
I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Wow.
Clown, every kid, every person you see on TV is a Macy's employee.
Wow.
And they fight and earn those spots. If you're a clown balloon handler, don't you try to take my clown balloon spot.
Wow.
Oh, no.
So a very well-oiled machine for what is known to be one of the premier parades of our
100%.
society.
The NBC piece is a whole different. That's the production piece.
Right.
That's not the Macy's piece.
Okay.
But oh yeah, so you see those little people waving. Oh, that's the director of sneakers.
Sneakers, yeah, exactly. Right.
He's not. He's not just some stranger.
I mean, and your career has definitely enjoyed diversity, we'll say. I think you know where I'm going next. Look, I was a fan of Rex and Effects, and still am. What is the connection that you have with Rex and Effects, in particular with the Rump Shaker video that we all loved? Look. I was a teenager, young adult in the 90s. I loved Rump Shaker just like everybody else. For the lyrics.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Well, I was very honored. Teddy Riley at that time was, he made the song.
Yeah.
And it was a cutting edge song about girls being sexy. We know that. And he actually said to someone, I don't know who, maybe he said it to Pharrell or whatever. He said, I want a woman director for this video. He knew that it could get too raunchy and it would be out of control.
Yeah.
So he says, I'm looking for a woman director. So I had done about, I want to say 3 classic videos back then. Ultramagnetic MC.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, I can't even remember. Just Jade, One Woman.
Stop.
Yeah. I had a whole music video career.
Jade, one of my favorite trios of all time. Can't say nothing bad about Jade. And One Woman was from their first album, one of the dopest ballads. So shout out to you and shout out to Jade. Yeah.
So he had put out that kind of feeler, and at that time I was working. I'm married twice, so that was with first husband. That's Barry Bookhart, and he ran a urban marketing company called Avenue B Marketing.
Okay.
So Barry was kind of in the loop back then with a lot of the urban stuff, and he had gotten a pinch or a tap that they were looking for a woman, and he pitched me. And next thing you know, I ended up in Virginia, and we pitched our version of what we wanted to do for Rum Shaker. And
lots of water.
Yeah, he went with us. And
a lot of water.
Yep, that he went with us. So that's kind of how that came about. But Rum Shaker, people really don't understand. Like, that was very scripted. Like, we took a busload of girls. They auditioned to go. We had hotel rooms.
Right.
Which Butch Robinson from Drop Squad. He was my executive producer, who I worked with at ABC. Connie Orlando, who's now the VP at BET. She was my first AD. She's also my girlfriend, my sorority sister. So, what's his name? Johnny Simmons was my DP, who Johnny Simmons is like the biggest DP in LA. And every single person blew up who did Rum Shaker. It was amazing.
Definitely. I mean, aside from the facade of the video, it was a very creative video. It was. There was a lot of water. and you did a fantastic job. With a minute left in the show, what's next for you, Dorinda? I mean, you have done so much.
I'm ready to do some work with G. Keith Alexander. We're going to do some media classes up in Harlem at Toro College.
Yes.
We're going to start a program to get people who are medically trained, to get them used to being on camera, possibly being medical reporters.
Okay.
So I'm loaning into that, my strengths into that.
Okay.
G. Keith also has Harlem America.
Yeah.
So I'm helping him tighten up Harlem America. I'm going to help him make more programming, kind of broaden out his bandwidth. I do also work on other, streaming services. I've launched a couple streaming services. QVision I've launched. So a lot of people lean into my services in many different ways, which actually makes life fun.
Right.
That's why it's not boring.
Right. And that's what it's all about. I mean, I salute you in everything that you're doing. G. Keith Alexander, definitely a gentleman I want to have a sit-down conversation with. He is an awesome guy with so much history behind him, from Chicago to here in New York City. And Dorinda, I continue to look forward to working with you.
We'll be back in the game. We're going to be back in the saddle again in September.
And
we come.
It was announced in the fall that I'm the co-host of the parade. Yeah,
that's great.
With Dr. Bobby. I'm the new co-host for next year.
We need that.
Yeah.
That's
so
lovely.
Thank you.
So
it'll be
you
fun
will be a
working.
part of my press release.
Yes, it'll be so much fun working with you again on a whole different level, because you are the bomb diggity. Anyway, thank you, Dorinda, for being you and for being on the show, and we'll see you guys next week.